Welcome back to these Cosmic Legacy Alignments. Shout out to the bold, brave, and free Americans and citizens that are tuning in, and money sure the fuck loves us. I'm just a cash flow motivator, cash flow coach. Once again, these are legacy generational wealth message, the cosmic alignment come through cosmic students and teachers. I am not your financial advisor, nor is this financial advice. But like I said, we're some cash flow coaches, cash flow motivators, elite asset allocators, financial farmers, and financial preppers. Now, the title for this cosmic stream, right? Don't give a fuck like Andy. People like trauma. Don't give a fuck like Andy. People like trauma. Don't give a fuck like Andy. People love trauma. 1-800 call Drew. I was notified that there's a 10 o'clock flight today for all you weirdos to get the fuck off our planet. As Earthians, we know how to tell the story. We know the storytellers are the most powerful people in the world. And so, therefore, we tell our story of legacy, generational wealth, assets, businesses, corporations, gold, silver, Bitcoin, land. Because we know as Americans, as Earthians, that if we invest into passive income, we'll be able to have our own systems. Because it's all about ownership, it's all about capitalism is better than greater than employment. So it's all about ownership, owning your own systems, right? Owning your thoughts, right? Owning your purpose, because this is 5D talk as well. This is high vibrational talk as well. We don't got to chase the bag chases us. You hear me? This is wealth mindset. We don't got to chase the bag chase us. We the motherfucking bag chasers. We the cosmic bag chasers. You understand or overstand? What is it? Excuse me. The bag chase us, but we're the magnetic bag chasers. That's what I should say, because we're not really chasing. I don't even really want to use the chase. It just sounds cool though. But shout out to Anton Daniels, because he be using one the bag chasers. But yeah, don't give a fuck like Andy. It seems like when you don't give a fuck like Andy, life is a better world. You know what I'm saying? When you don't give a fuck like Andy, your toys just go along with whatever you want your toys to go along with, man. The art of the game is attachment. The art of the game is being stoic. The art of the game is not giving a fuck, all right? Because people out here has their weird ass coping mechanisms and things, and you just gotta allow people to rock. You know what I'm saying? You gotta allow people to just be, just like you need to just be. You need to learn how to accept people for who they are and what they are, so that you can, because that only comes from you accepting who you are. And when you accept people for who they are, you accept yourself more for who you are. But it's really accepting yourself for who you are, for you to be able to accept people for who they are. Because America is big enough where you can leave these people alone. You know what I mean? If those people want to live in skyscrapers and one building where it could just be annihilated and everybody's in that one building, like China, like the Chinese, like, or Japanese, it's not a big deal to me. You know what I mean? Everybody has their different survival skills, their different ways of viewing what is it that they're doing. But man, you can't give a fuck like Andy. No, 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 you can't give no fucks. Andy gives no fucks. He comes in his presence. He comes in his light like he cares. But Andy don't give no fuck. He don't. You know what I mean? Because we have weapons for war. We have weapons. We have money to do a whole bunch of imbecile bullshit, but we can't feed the people of our own country, man. So Andy don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And people really like people like Andy, because Andy just don't give a fuck, bro. You know what I'm saying? People just over broke. People barely making it in this world, and nah, I don't really remember you. Did I block you yesterday? Did I block you yesterday? Is that's what it was? Well, yesterday was yesterday. We can leave. We don't have to bring yesterday to the current situation. You know what I mean? It just comes down to, old dog, what you about to start saying now. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yeah. I leave the past in the past for that new me, for that better me, for that greatest version. Leave that past in the past for that health, for that wealth, for that freedom. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We back at it. We back at it, man. Don't you can't give a fuck in this world. You can't. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. Stick around. Stick around. I had a feeling you were coming. You were come back, but I didn't know what temperature you gonna be at. I didn't know what temperature you was gonna be at. If it was gonna be turn up temperature, you know what I'm saying, or we cool temperature. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. Yo, what's up, Paul Revere? Appreciate you, Paul Revere, for coming through and offering money and opportunity as we are bold, brave, free Americans. And thank you for presenting the money and opportunity because we want to make sure that our people get as close as possible to the sources of money creation. Because when you're as close as possible to the source of money creation, you will always get access to dollars. And we want to have access to dollars. All right, I feel you, brother. Definitely keep practicing your stoicism. Definitely keep practicing owning in on your energy within, because that's how us men become unfuckwittable. All right, that's how us men are able to get ahead of Davy Jones and Calypso in this world of rooted in this world that is rooted in evil. If you want to be able to get past anybody, any demon, in this great spirit GTA game in which that we playing in the Nintendo 64. If you want to be able to get past any evil, you got to have stoicism. You got to not give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are not doing anything really for you to be putting any type of energy in fucks being given bank, right? You don't need to put no money in the fucks given bank or deposits in the fucks given bank because ain't no fucks out here to give. All right, people like the world that treats them like shit, and it just is what it is. I don't have no problem with it. But yeah, guys, make sure you guys are stacking Bitcoin passively every single day. This way, you are the closest to the source of money creation. I just want to make sure we got that out there in the clear. All right, because once you start to experience being close to the sources of money creation, you're never gonna stop doing that. Like, we love when Bitcoin goes up and all we have to do is borrow dollars, right? And we pay back those dollars through our other passive income opportunities or through flipping that money from whatever it is that we got from collateralizing Bitcoin. Understand or overstand what is it I'm saying to you? And a lot of these other crypto assets as well. Ethereum is the altcoin king, right? And we haven't really had altcoin season yet, but Ethereum is getting primed and ready for it, and big institutional capital is adding big Ethereum to their balance sheet more than Bitcoin. So they are very much so aware, just like I am, that we have that we have an altcoin bull run on our way. All right, so keep stacking your bags, keep getting really close to the sources of money creation. This way, you could get some digital dollars on the back end, because you know our Bitcoin president Trump signed the Genius bill, and I told you guys 4 or 5 years ago that that the bill was going to be passed for the digital dollar, and so it is. So as Bitcoin rises, digital dollars trickle down from it, and you want to be very close to that source of money creation with it, man. Yeah, 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 yeah. As Bitcoin rise, get your dollars. You know, Americans love credit. I love credit. You love credit. So let's make sure we got all the credit that we ever need in life. You know what I'm saying? Stack your Bitcoin. Allow Bitcoin to rise. When it falls, you stack more. That's not financial advice. This is just what every investor is doing, because they understand the importance of scarce assets and this pure economic driving force that we know as Bitcoin, right? So as Bitcoin keeps scaling up, you have the ability to collateralize that Bitcoin for about 60% or more. Oh, you don't have to be American. When I say American, I'm just stuck. I'm just talking about free man energy, old dog. This is a global game. We're on the internet. You're part of this global game. You're watching me from wherever you are, and I'm in America. But no, this is a global game. No, this free man game. This game is for everybody, because everybody has access to the internet at this point in most countries, and you have the ability to go on one of these crypto exchanges and buy Bitcoin or use this GoMining link or so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So this free man energy is for everybody. Like, matter of fact, more international people are about to be more free than Americans, because Americans are failing to adapt. They're having troubles. They're having issues growing, right? So they're financially, that is. So they're having issues right now in the crypto acquisition, in the digital dollar acquisition, because they believe that they run the game because of their feelings and their slave entitlements, and they don't run anything as of right now, because America is owned by capitalist owners and investors. America is not owned by employees, but a lot of employees want to feel like they own something, they run something, they want to feel like they run the bosses and stuff like that. But meanwhile, the bosses here in America are replacing them with either foreigners or robots, algorithms, and drones, AI assistants, and whatnot. So the American people are having trouble right now. And in this wealth transfer, because wealth is being transferred to the machines, um, it's happening right in front of their faces, and their feelings are still like, no, no, the people, the people, and it's already destroyed. Like, it's a wealth transfer. The wealth is not done transferring. It's like putting things from your computer to your hard drive. There's a download process, right? And I would say we are probably about 80% downloaded. You know what I mean? We're almost fully emergence of the machine world. You know, John and Sarah Connor with Arnold Schwarzenegger, the robot. We're almost there. We're almost there. And in the execution of it, internationally is going to take more advantage of it, because there's more of a need for dollars outside of America than, well, not that there's not a need inside of America, there is as well. However, the dollar is less valuable here versus outside of the country, right? The dollar is more valuable outside of the country than it is inside of the country, because here it's going to take more dollars to buy things. Outside of the country, you use the dollars, you versus someone versus your own currency. Depending on the currency, you can accumulate more things. Here in America, we can accumulate less things, and that's because of inflationary pressures and a broken down supply chain, right? The people are waiting for the government and corporations to fix the supply chain. Meanwhile, the people could have alleviated their own pain by coming together, growing their own food, you know, and being a true producer in life. But since that is not what's taking place, inflationary pressures are still very much so here, kicking most of us peoples in the ass. And that's due to the lack of financial intelligence that most people in America has. That's just what it is, you know. It's all about not giving a fuck. You know, we have a huge population that don't give a fuck. Bosses don't give a fuck. The employees don't give a fuck. So in this world, you just can't give fucks. Nah, man, you have to be stoic. You know what I mean? You have to realize that a lot of these slave populations, you know, they're not coming from much. They're numb to the pain. You know, they numb themselves in a distorted way. They don't want to heal. They don't want to see the truth. You know, America's all about lie, and it's gonna stay that way. You know what I mean? Listen, this is not my America. It's not my America. I'm just delivering what America delivered to me, and that's the real. America made me into a dope character, or helped me become a dope character. And all I'm simply doing is paying it forward to the citizens that I've broken bread with, that I've met in my life, from a good aspect and a negative aspect. And all that formality, all those life experiences made me who I am today. So that's just what it is, man. We just paying it forward for the sowings and reapings, in which that we've put into this atmosphere. And you just can't give a fuck. You can't give a fuck. If other people don't want a better life, don't care. Don't care. Because those people want to beg for a better life, and it's just never going to happen. So you got to allow the imbeciles to be imbeciles. You have to allow the mentally ill to be the mentally ill. Right? Just leave them alone. Like, just be thankful that you're aware of them. When you be like, yo, Father KU, man, like, you know, I speak to people and whatever, they're just not listening. Like, yeah, just leave them alone. Right? I'm glad that you are aware that they're not listening, and just go move on with your life. Like, go to talk to the people that are listening. You know what I mean? You don't ever want to, it don't ever feel good talking to deaf people. You know what I mean? People that's not really getting it. So once you've experienced that, now you can experience the people that do get it. Watch how you relate. Watch how y'all connect. Watch how you don't have to speak. You have to watch how you get to speak less. You know what I mean? And vibe more. And it's just a better reality for yourself. You know what I mean? When you're really awakening to the world, and you awaken to the fact that there's a lot of people in this world that just ain't shit, just let that rock, let that be. I'm glad you're aware. Now go chop it up with the people that's doing something. You know what I mean? Show me your friends, show me your future. You're only as strong as your weakest link. So that means you should have no weakness in your circle. And if you have weakness in your circle, it's time to make the best decision possible and get the weakness out, man. Because life is about growth. Life is about it's about friends of progress, not enemies of progress. You know what I mean? You ever realize the people who ain't about nothing, they don't have nothing? Yeah, man. So you gotta let that rock. You're like, why would you want to be around people that ain't about nothing, so they don't have nothing in life? You know what I mean? They can't command their thoughts. You know what I mean? They can't own their systems. You know, these things are hard for these people. They don't want to own their systems, right? They don't want to own their purpose. They want to live the purpose that somebody else gives them all day. You know, they want to obey and comply, and that's cool. That's cool. You know, every system needs its people. You know what I mean? Every system needs its people. So, you know, if people want to comply and obey and stay in a sick mindset, and they want to stay on a hamster wheel for the rest of their lives, like, I have no problem with that. There should be no problem with that, because those people chose that, right? Why have problem with how people want to utilize their free will? Let them free will. Let their free will be what they free will want to be. You know what I mean? This is America. We want to be free, God damn it. We're all about being free, God damn it. Ain't we? Yeah, man, of course we are. Of course we are. We can't give a fuck. You can't give a fuck about an enemy of progress. Enemies of progress is an enemy of progress for a reason. They come into your life to stop you, to keep you down. And we don't want downers. We want uppers. Hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Bitch, hype me up. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want out here in this world today. We trying to raise the frequency. The frequency needs to be raised. You know what I mean? Because listen, man, here in America, if you're not learning how to hold your own with your people, shit that you own, you're just not gonna have the greatest life here anymore. The greatest life is not coming from labor anymore. This is the 21st century. That was the 20th century. That was a good time. That was a cool time. It was a short time. I hold faith that you appreciated that time for when it was. You cherished it, and I hold faith that you learned that cherish the moments in your life, because you never know when that shit's gonna go. So now that y'all, you know, been there, done that, we're in a time now which is way better than the time before. So that was a good time, and this is an even greater time where, you know, we're capitalists. You know, excuse me, we're capitalists. We love capital gains, because the money that we make from these capital gains allows us to keep our time to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we get more time freedom. We get more accountability and responsibility to own our own reality. And this is the 21st century, man. Like, we got to upgrade. We have the internet and blockchain, and the privileges today is being able to use your time and work with your neighbor, and make something happen in production. Because remember, guys, we're moving to a producer investing nation. Remember, this is the story. This is what Americans want. We want to go back to producing. So we have to produce. We have to come together and produce some food. We got to get our female and male goats to fuck each other. We got to get the cows and the ox to fuck each other. We got to get the pigs to fuck each other. You know, we got to get the male chicken and the rooster to come fucky each other. Because, you know, the man's sperm is very powerful. Yeah, the man's sperm in every aspect of mammal is very powerful. You know, without that man's sperm and without that man's lust after a straight woman, you know, we're not going to have babies here. So, you know, that man's sperm is very lucrative, it's very exclusive, it's very necessary for, you know, more freedom strokes, for more free children, free roaming mammals on this planet. So, you know, we got to produce. Yeah, we got to produce. We got to induce that seed. You know what I'm saying? We gotta put that bitch down. You know, put a bun in the oven. You know what I mean? Have that bitch sit her ass down a little bit. Even though we know, you know, the American woman, hey, she can have a baby in there, and she gonna have somebody else's mushroom tip hit the head top, bitch. And it ain't just being American. It's all over the world. You know what I'm talking about. You know we gotta keep it real. You know we gotta keep it real dark and light. You know we gotta keep it real dark and light around here. So we ain't gonna act like that's not what's going on in the world too. We ain't gonna act like bitch don't got a baby in the oven, and she got a stepfather mushroom tip hitting that little baby head. Squish, 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 squish. You know we in a cold world out here. You know you can't give a fuck like Andy. You know what I'm saying? Andy gets all the respect in his world because that nigga just don't give a fuck, bro. You want to get respect in this world of evil, in the devil's bosom, in the devil's nutsack. Just don't give a fuck, bro. Just you can't give a fuck. Hell no, you can't give a fuck in this world. The moment you give a fuck, demon gonna be like, you mad, bro? Respect Andy, bro. Hey, 1-800 call Drew. All right, there's a 10 o'clock shuttle for to get the fuck off our planet and go back to your fake ass CGI planet called the moon, or a rock called the moon. All right, get the fuck off our planet. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, I ain't got no disrespect for Andy. You know what I'm saying? Andy running things. It's his system. You know what I'm saying? And his system is just full of. I'm just making sure people are able to recognize right in front of them, so you don't ever have to question. You know, because it's not that deep. It's just really not that deep. Like Andy's children are just evil, bro. You know, Andy's children, they're cool with the settle. They're cool with not requiring too much out of themselves. They don't want to require too much out of themselves. Exactly. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm letting them live. You know, I'm just a 31-year-old spiritual being within this 30-year-old body, and I just had to come full circle and remember how rooted in evil of a vibration most people are in this planet, and that if you're in Andy's world, you just have to be in that confirmation affirmation energy. You just have to be in that full circle mindfulness energy that people in Andy's world are at an extremely low vibration. And you just gotta it's his nation, bro. Let it rock. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know, because a lot of people out here want love. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people out here, they have innocence, and you know, a lot of people out here are unaware of how evil the world is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just making sure everybody else that got that God gene, that God energy, you know, that are awakening the younger minds and whatnot. I'm just helping them guide their mind, right? So that they good and they moving with grace in this world. Cause that's how you gotta just move in this world. You gotta move with grace. You gotta be able to bob and weave. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to bob and weave and block and leave. Rolling up my favorite broccoli, getting high. This is my monopoly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's what we gotta be doing out here. Appreciate you, Paul Revere, for dropping more money and opportunity for everybody that is tuning in. CKU Legacy Coin is a community treasury for people that are about music, building legacy, generational wealth, music, mysticism, and the mutual empowerment about around financial literacy. Because, you know, show me your future, show me your team, I show you your future. If you have a team of people that are financially literate, I know big things popping for y'all. If you show me your future, I mean, if you show me your team, which is gonna show you your future, and these people don't have financial literacy, bro, you're gonna need a new team. Because on your team, you need people that are hustlers. You need people that know how to get to the money, know how to go from the spiritual, go from the invisible and make it visible. You know what I'm saying? Because money's in the mind, wealth comes from the mind, and you know that's where we at within human consciousness now. Where we at in human consciousness is we have way more control over the 3D than ever before because of the intimate connection that we as individuals have with life itself, right? And the energy field, right? So now we are truly owning in on our own story, and bringing and putting out those spells and putting out that sorcery and putting out that anchor of light, putting out that those fire rockets of manifestation, and the universe is bringing that towards us. You know, we know that nobody else controls our reality besides us, because we're not in the separation reality, right? That's that 3D shit. That 3D shit. You live from a space of separation, right? You believe that the external, and I'm talking about the creator force. I'm not talking about the human force. I'm talking about the creator force. You believe that the creator force, you and the creator force is not one, right? You believe in separation. You believe in yin and yang and hot and cold, and you know you believe in, you know, this dual aspect. Now, nothing wrong with that, but we just want to level up beyond that. We want to level up beyond separation and realize how connected we are to the universe, right? And we want to recognize that we speak to the universe through energy, frequency, vibration. So it's all about holding that frequency. It's all about holding the frequency. If you hold the wealth frequency, regardless of any other frequency that you emit to you, and you process, you're sure enough to have, because you're commanding to the universe, you're commanding to the world, like, this is the frequency in which that I'm in. So this is why I tell you, with the wealth mindset, with the legacy generational mindset, the intelligence, you can't have that bitch ass energy of fear. You can't have that bitch ass energy of fear more. You can't cling to that or attach more to that than you attach to the wealth frequency. All right, you can't be afraid of money, because money gonna come to you, because people, when you're not afraid of it, it gonna come to you. When you put it into the right spaces, you invest it into the wealth driving vehicles. You put the labor in to get it in expected ways. You know what I'm saying? When you do these things, you are a attractor of money. You're not scared of money. See, the problem is, most people in this world, the people that we're leaving alone, and these toys, right? 1-800 call Drew. There's a 10 o'clock shuttle. There's about 10 people that are able to get on the shuttle. All right, so check it out. Call Drew. If you don't get him, leave a voicemail. He gonna get back to you, right? But yeah. So, you can't be afraid of what is that you want, because if you're afraid of what is that you want, and it's not gonna want you. It's not gonna want you. Yeah, I got it, bro. But at the end of the day, you can't have my back. I gotta be on my own, even if I kill somebody. If I if I clean this country out of the devil type shit, I have to carry that sin on my back. That's it. That's not fair, bro. That's reality, bro. I'ma just keep it. I'm just keeping it real. Oh, which part of reality we talking about, my guy? Because people have fear. I'm not talking about me. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people fear money. People do fear money. People have a lot of fear. They don't, because they have ignorance around it. When you're ignorant around something, you're gonna have fears around it. Oh yeah. When you're ignorant to anything, you're gonna fear it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna use the mind for the worst. You're gonna be thinking the worst. Meanwhile, the mind doesn't even have the experience that it needs to be thinking the best. Yeah. No. I don't live from no goddamn fear. I don't, not me. I face my fears, bitch. If I have an anxiety, if I have, yeah, I like pushing beyond obstacles. It feel better. You know what I'm saying? Because when my heart and my mind goes through some things that I never wanted to go through, like, I come through from it feeling like Goku, bitch. You know what I'm talking about? No, I'm always for the level up. Remember, I don't give a fuck. It's all about stoicism. Like I said, I'm in a reality where I'm in a reality internally where I anchor the energy that I want, and I only move after what is that I want and I seek. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so easy to get past Calypso. That's why it's so easy to get past Davy Jones. I don't seek Calypso at this time. There's nothing about Andy's world that I truly desire besides besides getting my hands on the capital, so I can get my hands on feeding myself and feeding my family, feeding my network. You know what I mean? That's my desirable rockets right now. My ability to control my time, my ability to feed myself and my family. That's all that's important to me right now. You know what I mean? As a man, as a father, as a leader, yeah, man, we can't have no backbone. There's no foundation. We don't have no sovereignty, no real strength when we not owning our own shit. So my all my manifestation rockets is firing off to owning stuff. You know what I mean? I know I can't own a brother, and I don't want to own a brother. I know I can't own a sister, nor do I want to own a sister. So I'm allow every of Andy's toys just to keep doing what they're doing, because they know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? One thing about Andy's toys, they have a hyperinflated ego, right? One thing about Andy's toys, they have an over hyperinflated ego. They know everything that they're doing, and that's cool. I'm glad you know what I mean by David Jones and Calypso. That's what's up. Everybody here to do something different. Yo, go get your experiments. Go get your expansion. You need to get your expansion. Me personally, in my age, I'm good. I'm good. I have Klaus Schwab's, right? What's up, Bud Gang? Bud Gang. I have Klaus Schwabs that is trying to tell me that we ain't going this that the world America's about to change. People ain't about to have jobs. We're going through a wealth transfer. And so people who don't get the wealth transfer, I can't be around those people because my life is on the line. My well-being is on the line. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm all about a bougie life. I'm all about a first class life. And most people are in a third world mindset. All they want to do is work, work, work no matter what. I got work on my mind and I just don't give a fuck. And that's cool. That's cool. Like I said, that's Andy's children, that's Andy's babies. And they're preoccupied and I'm preoccupied on being free. You know what I'm saying? So, they're winning by, labor, and I'm winning by commanding and owning my thoughts and being free. So, everybody's getting what they want out of reality because I know I am. You know what I'm saying? I know that's why I have awareness. I have awareness so I can get whatever the fuck I want out of reality. You know what I mean? I dominate my world because that's what men of the world do. You have to dominate your reality. Like, what we talking about? So I'm cool, bro. I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm just making sure everybody else cool, everybody else moving gracefully, everybody who's just now awakening, because we've been awakened for some time. We just making sure that they got their best foot, they got their best foot in the game. You know what I'm saying? And they just know to be stoic out here. They just know to not give a fuck about Andy's Toys out here because Andy's Toys they just want to be broke, bro. What's up, Bud Gang? Yeah, man, I want to keep that real, kick that real. Yeah, they just want to be broke, bro. Why do you think most of the world is broke? Like, most of the world is broke because they want to be broke, bro. You know what I'm saying? And the greatest part of this wealth transfer and what's taking place is that America, with the cahoots of China and all these other governments, and guys, the Chinese, they are they are advancing forward, excuse me, with a lot of their humanoid robots. You guys should definitely look into content from time to time of what the Chinese are doing with these robots. Like, the robots are running track, they're playing soccer, they're doing all kinds of things like boxing. And some of the Asian dudes are like, yo, it's easier to train the robot than it is the human beings. you know, the Chinese have developed robots for them to be able to carry your baby. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on, man. That's what's going on in this world, and you got to be well aware of it so you could pivot. You know what I mean? If you're for human beings, this is a great time. This is a perfect scenario for human beings to come together and get closer and get closer, get more relatable, get more of a deeper connection, and y'all help each other out, get to the top. Hold on one second, y'all. And these toys love to suffer, man. They really love to suffer. For example, you plant weed seed in the pot and you wait. You see it's my planting time right now. I have to plant some weed and take care of it. So I have rolled blunts in 6 months. It's easy. Hey, shout out to the grow. Shout out to the grow. Yes. Plant that seed and have it grow. And a lot of Andy's kids, they only want to plant the seed in the labor force, work hard, live a fair life or whatever. And that's just that. But shout out to Andy's Toys, man. Shout out to Andy's Toys. Is Andy's Toys code for some? Motherfucker, I'm a bit lost right now. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. See, you would have to come to class every single day to understand our different code words because the algorithm fucks with me. So I use code words to fuck with the algorithm back, right? So Andy's Toys or Andy's Toys is the people. Andy from Toy Story, Andy would be King Charles, the powers that be, anything that represents a higher ruling class, So that's what Andy is. Because, Andy's Toys is just like Buzz Lightyear, Woody Allen, I mean, Woody, and all the other people, Bullseye. You know how they go to sleep anytime a human is around. So that's I'm just being entertaining. I'm I'm really clowning these people of the world, just in my own way, because I know YouTube don't really like it, but I like it. I like to clown the people. You know what I mean? I love to make judgment. All right, real men make judgment. All right, so yeah, Andy's Toys, Calypso, and Davy Jones. Those are just being that I'm Island and Pirates of the Caribbean. Those are Pirates of the Caribbean references, and Andy is just Toy Story references, and then Drew is ET reference. You know, Drew Barrymore, you know, when she was a little kid, you know, she was helping ET to go home and go back to the moon. So yeah. Those are references, my G. It's not about plants and blunts. I love that. I get it. Let's go, my G. Let's start growing. Shout out to Peter Webb. I bet I'm gonna tune in more. Shout out to Bud Gang. Yeah. You know, I like how creative I get with y'all with the teaching points and stuff like that. Cause once again, like I said, this algorithm be trying to fuck with my shit, bro. Like I don't what the fuck. Oh, MB, my bad. Yeah, thank you, YN. You know, sometimes y'all YN gotta school me to the way y'all be talking and shit these days. Nah, I feel that. I feel that. But yeah, guys, you can't give a fuck out here, man. The more you give a fuck, the more people gonna laugh at you, unfortunately, because you know the people that will be laughing at you, they never gave no fucks. It's always been a game. It's always been a joke, and you know you wanna protect. You wanna learn from that joke. You wanna learn from that jokester, that con artist, that liar, and never allow that to ever happen in your life. You know, don't cry over spoiled milk. Leave it as it is. It's not that deep. Once again, this is how Andy's Toys operate. Andy's Toys is not about anything serious. They just want to come into your life to break you down because they're broken down. You know, hurt people. They're broken people, so they want to break you because they got nothing going on in their lives. And you just can't allow people to come into your life where they have nothing going on. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are you doing? If you got stuff going on in your life, show me your friends, you show me your future. That's a weak link. That's a weak link where there's somebody coming into your life and they're not doing anything to better their progress, better your progress. And why would you ultimately value that? Why would you want that around you? That's not worthy of you. You know what I mean? Like when you're out here as a man, right? Because we have a disadvantage here in America, truly because of how they tell us the story, right? Like boys shouldn't be growing up in school. Nah, y'all shouldn't be growing up in school. School is females because they're the ones that need to be obedient. They're the ones that need to obey, right? Man, right? So that's what school is good for. School is very much so good for women because women need to obey whoever the man is that's large and in charge, and the men who need these women in their establishments for a 9 to 5 job. Boys need to be learning how to they need to learn how to be an electrician, they need to learn how to be a plumber, they need to learn how to be a contractor, they need to know how to use their hands, they need to know finances. And school doesn't curate, it doesn't give these young boys all these skills that separates you from the rest of the masses. Because when you're that type of man who only knows how to serve somebody else, and you don't know how to serve yourself, meaning, excuse me, you only know how to trade your time to somebody else, and you don't know how to trade your time for yourself, you're gonna always be that boy on the hamster wheel. You will never be able to get into a space of owning your time if you're not doing very important things with your time. And trading your time for money is only important if you're going to get that money and do something very valuable with that money. So you have to be on a mission. And if you're not living your life with a mission and a purpose to get the fuck out of that, because jobs to me is training wheels. It's like riding a bike. You know what I mean? Jobs to me is helping you get the discipline and get the organization in which that you're going to need to be able to hold your own when it's time to hold your own. That's what jobs is to me. It's teaching you how to own your time for 9 to 5, right? Because if you can work and stay focused within somebody's establishment for 8 to 12 hours, 16 hours, then you could do that for yourself. Oh yeah, you could do that for yourself, and you're gonna have more potential to maximize your gains, to maximize your capital than if you were just trading your time for money. Now, what happens when you do both? You're gonna have to put in a little bit more gas, but bitch, how bad you want it, because you have to recognize we're living in a world of the free. And there is a competition going on with people who want the most exclusive resources so that they're free and you're the slave, right? Because remember, Andy's toys are cool with being at the bottom, right? They're cool with being slaves. So the slaves are fighting at the bottom for the breadcrumbs, and then we have the sovereigns fighting at the top because there's no middle. We have the sovereigns fighting at the top for the most exclusive assets in human history. So right now, most of the sovereigns, which I'm a part of, the elitists, which I'm a part of, they're about accumulation of assets, businesses, corporations, gold, silver, Bitcoin, land, and law. You know what I'm saying? So people at the top were all fighting for the most precious resources in the world, right? That's Bitcoin, that's the digital dollar. Once again, it's land, it is gold and silver, and businesses in which that you could businesses which are going to eventually cash flow. You know what I'm saying? Generate income and stuff like that. So that's what the sovereign Americans are doing in the labor in the free world, in the free market. And in the labor market, they're all competing for the same types of jobs, and the jobs that exist. It's not going to be enough for them to stay afloat, and so therefore they don't even want those jobs. So it's a perfect storm. It's a perfect scenario to force the American people into this new economy, and have them lose their jobs because they're overstimulated. They're bougie as fuck. They're bougiefied. They're bigger than what you call it. They're bigger than what you call it. They're bigger than $17 an hour or whatever. I get it. No, I get it. Like you're individualized. You don't know, even with that $17 an hour, work with other people. Start getting your families to start understanding how to really pivot, how to really move. Like this is a time of consolidation. This is a time of working with one another. But we live in a world of divided individuals, conquered and divided individuals. So that $17 an hour ain't gonna go far. But for Eduardo, from Eduardo, Maria, Esteban, the whole family, they gonna and even the Indians, Jasprit and whatnot, they gonna live together and they gonna make that $17. They're gonna work that $17 an hour. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna work that 17, $18 an hour, whatever they can get, whatever they can afford, and they're gonna be on the clock. And they're gonna live with their peoples and shit like that. See, these people are humble, on which I speak of. Americans, nah, no, their ego of not owning anything besides jobs is through the roof. You know what I'm saying? Like they too big for whatever the corporations want to pay them. And I get it. I get it. I know the math ain't mathing for you. You really need like 30, 40, $50 an hour because you're trying to keep up with inflation and all that. But you're still trying to get your boss to do all of this and you not to do all of this. This is the American people's problem. They're still trying to put off what they need to be doing for themselves and they want somebody else to do it. So this is a perfect storm to really get rid of them because they're so spoiled rotten, even with maximum employment, even with jobs being here, but it's just not the job that's able to pay you enough, and clearly you could do better things with your time. So guess what? This is a perfect scenario, right? This is a perfect scenario for you to work for yourself. All the Americans that believe that they're too good for $17 an hour, $18 an hour, whatever it is that you feel like is too low, that means you're supposed to be working for yourself because you call the shots, right? Not the boss. You're saying you're the boss. So since you're saying that you're the boss, then yes, sir, you should be able to use your own time and make you 30, 40, 50, $60 an hour. Whatever it is, because you're the boss, you set the tone of what you should be making. What's up, 11-year-old Gerald? So since that's the case, right? You're a boss. You're a boss. You're bigger than $18 an hour. You know what I'm saying? A boss wants to pay you 18 and you say, no, I want 25. So you know what that means? You should be working for yourself. That's exactly what that means, to work for yourself. Because somebody's telling you what they want to pay you, And you think you're bigger than you think they're bigger, you think you're bigger than what they're willing to pay you. If they wanted to pay you more, they would pay you more. And you just have to realize there's a chain of reaction that takes place, right? Anytime the boss has to pay you more, he has to put that onto the consumer. And then if the boss ain't getting consumers to buy shit, then you're going to still do your job, right? Because remember, America and these toys, we're all about greed. We're machines. We don't care about each other. Remember, fuck your humanity. Fuck you and your fuck you and your $25, $30 an hour or whatever it is that you want to get paid. Fuck you, bro. Because if I got to pay you that, then I got to put it on to the consumer. Listen, people are in the business to make money. People are in business to make money. People are in business to make money. They're not in business for your favorite and to try to take a loss because, oh, you want to get paid this amount. So, no, that's not how the world works. Everybody's looking. This is America. This is Andy's Toys. We all looking out for ourselves. We're all looking out for ourselves. Because if you were in their shoe, if you were in their positions, you would do the same thing. Most poor people ain't even going to help most poor people. That's not even their agenda. That's not even their focus. That's not even their mission. But then poor people wants wealthy people to help them out. Make it make sense though. You don't even help your own people out, but you want the people who have done things in their lives to be in their positions to help you out. But if you were in that position, you wouldn't help nobody out. The position that you're in right now, you don't even help your own people out. So how the fuck you gonna ask people to do things that you wouldn't even fucking do? This is the Andy's children witchcraft. This is the jackass shit that we got going on here in this world. Like people are just not making relevancy in reality. People want a lot of people to do some shit for them, but they can't even do that shit for themselves. They wouldn't even do that shit for people. Let's be honest. We're divided and conquered. We don't live in a united and we're never falling. We live in united and conquer. There's more people at the bottom, and yet those people at the bottom, they don't come together. They don't come together. The people at the bottom hate each other, and you worship the people that's above you. And then you wish upon a star for the people above you. You have hope that the people above you is going to do something. But they got their own problems. They have their own balance sheets. They have their own debts to pay back to Peter. So come again? Why should the wealthy people do something for you or give you free money when they just going to get it right back? So that's why they're making sure money's programmable. This way they get it all back. You're going to have 3 to 6 months to spend that money or poof, it's going to disappear. They're going to make sure. They're going to make sure they get their money back from their toys. Andy's making sure he's going to get all his money back from his toys. Because if he has to give you free money, he's going to make sure he tells you how to spend that free money. Because ain't shit free in this world. And he has to keep his systems and his world going. So that's the future of people who want the wealthy people. See, they just got smart. They're just smart like that. They're sovereigns. Like, if I'm going to give you free money, then the free money I'm going to give you is going to be programmable. I'm going to program you because remember, we need a consumer. We need consumers. America's a consumer society still. So they need consumers, and they're going to program you and keep you as a consumer. It's just that simple. It's just Andy's Toys. Andy's Toys, they want somebody to flip the bill for them. They want somebody to take care of them and shit like that. So Andy's going to take care of them in the way in which that Andy wants to take care of them. And they can be mad all they want, but what did you do with your life? When you had money, right? When you get money, what you do with it? Do you take care of yourself first, or you go take care of somebody else? When you got those $2,400 check, right? What did you do with that money? Did you invest it? Did you pay off your debts? Or did you ball hard? Did you ball hard and fail to recognize that we were going to have inflationary pressures 12 to 18 months later? Because we're getting money from the future, And then we will eventually get to that future where there's that inflationary pressures, if you didn't know, because the dollar and inflation are in cahoots. The dollar and inflation are in cahoots. So anytime we devalue the currency, inflation is going to be right behind it, especially when we don't have American people caring about their own supply chain. American people only care about the government and corporate supply chain. They don't care about their own supply chain. You know, Americans, Andy's Toys today are making it seem like America doesn't have a lot of land. Like when I look at the great state of Florida, there's a lot of land. There's land for agriculture. There's land for everything out here for the type of business or the type of or the type of environment you want to live in. You know what I'm saying? So I know there's enough land out here for Americans to invest in. You know, seller finance, right? Seller finance. You pay $100 a month or something of that sort to own that land, right? And then you start cultivating that land. You start putting some fruits and vegetables, and you start to add to the supply chain. You start to get into demand where people always need food, dude. People always need food. I know I'm gonna always need food. I like to eat. I like to eat good food. You know what I'm saying? So there's a business for it. But you just waiting around. Oh my God. They're not bringing food to the port. They're not moving food from the ships to the port. All right, bitch. We got local shit. I'm saying you can get some local seeds. Go to Farmer Jim. Go get some seeds from him. Pay him for his seeds and shit like that, and start spreading the seeds. It's like busting a nut. Start busting a nut into the ground. You know what I'm saying? Let your Horcrux germinate, bitch. And water it. And water it. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me read what you've been saying, old dog. Okay, let me make you support me every day in my workout and lifetime shit. I'll be here every day and make you talk to me. You're funny. As I see, I need your speeches every day. I appreciate you, old dog. Yeah, my speeches are here for those that need it. $18 an hour. Bro, I wish I had $18 an hour. I had $50 in a day. I was working 9 hours in a day and I was happy. See, this is what I'm trying to tell people in America. There are people outside of America that would live for $18 an hour. And people in America, what the corporations is trying to pay you too bougie. You're too bougie. But I get it though, because the math ain't mathing and you don't want to waste your time. So all the Americans that believe that they're too bougie for $18 an hour, then that means that you're bougie enough to work for yourself. That's what it means. Because if you don't value the hours in which that an establishment is willing to give you, then that means you value your time more. And if you value your time more, then yes, you should be using your time to make more money. And so this is where we come back with global scarcity and global high demand. This is where we come back and say, okay, since $18 an hour is not good, how much dollars an hour do you need? And whatever it is that you need, now it's time for us to be about capital gains and raising capital. Because the fair wage in which that you want, only you can alchemize that energy and get it. You're not going to get it from a job. Because remember, jobs are moving back into, or these establishments, these corporations, they're saying in years to come, they're moving back to manufacturing, and the manufacturing takes time, right? And as they're moving back manufacturing here, they don't want people in the workforce. They want machines in the workforce because these are their establishments and they want productivity and they want to compete with the world of productivity, right? They want, remember, they want to come back into a manufacturing powerhouse. So the only way to come back into a manufacturing powerhouse is either getting the robots to work every single day, or you're going to get the American people working every single day. But the American people are too bougie. They're not, remember, it's divide and conquer. They're divided and conquered. They're individualized people. They're all for themselves. They're not United States. They're not about being united, because what's best for the country is getting back into a producer-saver nation. And this is why a communistic country is kind of looking really good right now. And it's because communistic countries, they're gonna do what they're gonna tell their citizens what the fuck needs to get done, so that it gets done for the better of China, Japan, or whatever. Here in America, we're so free and so divided and conquered that we don't give a fuck about being united. We don't give a fuck about what's the best for America. Hell no, we don't give a fuck about what's best for America, because what's best for America is to get us back into a producer saver nation. But people are not willing to do do a lot more for less pay. No. So this is what makes America so free and divided and controlled. All right. These people are not united, because for them to bite the bullet and do what's necessary for America, they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna fucking do it. Shout out to CKU, received the package yesterday. Thanks for the letter. I appreciate the extra pendant. You truly made my day. Hold on, let me screenshot this. Hold on. I like to screenshot my monumental history. You know what I'm saying? Cause we making people history, CKU Legacy Coin history. I appreciate the extra pendant. You truly made my day and put the biggest smile on my face. Thanks for everything. Father, you, man. It's all in a day's work, man. That crystal package, I'm glad you received it, big dog. And yeah, man, wear that shit proudly. You know what I'm saying? Now you're part of the high frequency club with me. You hear me? You hear me? Yeah. You got a piece of, you got a bold brave. You got a bold brave. Appreciate you, boss. Appreciate you. You got a bold, brave, free piece, and money sure the fuck loves you. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. You got one of a billion P's. You hear me? Hey. And if it ends up serving its purpose, meaning it disappears on you, just let me know. Just let me know. We get you going again. You know what I'm saying? We get you going again, because that happens sometimes, all right? Being a crystal god, being an energy god, bro, I've had so many bracelets, I've had so many necklaces and shit, and the bitch disappears on my ass. I'd be like, fuck. And then sometimes, you be on them high moments and shit like that, and shit just falls off your neck or your wrist, and you're like, fuck, bro. But it served its purpose, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes a shorty might get it, you know what I mean? And if shorty gets it, you don't ever want it back. You heard me? If you ever buy crystal jewelry for shorty, don't ever take it back. Leave it with her. All right, leave it with her. You don't want the energy that she about and what energy she put into those gems. You know what I'm saying? Because crystals, they store memory like water. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Appreciate you, big dog. Appreciate you. Thank you for that. I screenshot that. That's monumental shit right there. And that's what we all about. You feel me? So yeah. Shout out to California, man. Yeah. Cause I've a lot of my big time supporters in the jewelry business has been from California. They vibing with the CKU brand, man. Like real talk. I genuinely appreciate that, big dog. But yeah, man. So let's keep raising the frequency. Let's keep being what we came here to be, right? We got to set the examples for Andy's Toys, right? Because Andy's Toys, they simply don't know better. They weren't taught better. They don't want to be taught better. They're kids who don't want to eat the Popeye spinach, right? They don't want to eat the stuff that's going to make them better and stronger. You know what I mean? So you got to let that rock. You got to leave those people alone. You got to recognize that most people are followers. Right? And as they see you stay resilient and they see your life progressing, it's gonna make them question their own selves, their own worth, and what is it they're doing. And that's gonna help them to move, right? If you want people to change, all you gotta do is change yourself. Hold on one second. If you want people to change and get better, all you gotta do is change yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because in order for you to change and get better, it had to be a thing of self. You get it? So if you want people of self to get better, they have to want to do it. And if they don't want to do it, you just enjoy the grace, enjoy the experience. I think it's a good thing to experience where people just want to lack. You know, people don't want to evolve. And that makes your life easier. It makes your life easier to cut things, to cut it where you need to cut it. You know, if you have an emotional attachment to whatever it is that you have to cut off, you know, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot. It's like your hand. What's up? What's up, Gonzalez? It's like having a hand that has the virus and you have to cut it off. You're gonna have to let go of those emotions and cut your fucking hand off. That's not gonna be no easy task, but bitch, it's either the virus spreads all throughout your body, right? Or you cut your hand and the virus is just in that hand. You know, it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna hurt like a bitch when you're emotionally attached. When you have attachments. When you have attachments, anything is harder in life. And you just have to learn how to have a balance of 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 what you're gonna attach yourself to and what you're not going to attach yourself to. And to keep it real with you, your attachments has to genuinely make sense. Exactly. You gotta cut the fat like 9021 Dr. 90210. You gotta cut that fat. Oh man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna give people a little time out today, you know. Every day not gonna be the same. You know what I'm saying? We gonna hit them with a little more grace. We're gonna hit them with a little bit more, you know, pulchritude and whatnot. We gonna switch up the days. You know what I'm saying? Every day we gonna switch it up. Anybody that want to come in here from time to time, we just gonna give you a little timeout. We're gonna give it a little timeout. You know what I mean? Yeah. Today's a different day. Today the government ops. We just gotta give them a little timeout. You know what I'm saying? Just a little slap in the head, a little two thump, a little RKO. You know what I'm saying? A little choke slam. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sometimes we gotta do that. We gotta do that just a little bit. We gotta do that a little bit. But yeah, y'all. Andy's toys, they like Andy for the fact that he don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Andy's toys, they're like bitches. They just like to complain. They just like to feel like they're being heard. Like that's what it's all about. It's not really about hearing them. You know how a toxic woman, or this could be female nature too, they will have to tell us, right? They just want to vent. They don't even want you to say nothing. You know, it's normally toxic women because there's no point of coming to a man and talking to him and you don't want to hear solutions from him because a man operates off of solutions. So if you want somebody to just vent to, that's what you got your girlfriends for, your sister wives for. That's what you have your therapist for. But for women to insult us and make it seem like we need to be like ultra feminine or step into our feminine in these ways, no, the fuck we don't. We're not gay. We're straight as fuck club. We're supposed to always be in our masculine and never compromise our masculinity. Fuck your feminine energy, bitch. And if you want a feminine man, if you want somebody you could just talk to and don't give no solutions, go to your therapist. Go to your therapist. Don't come to a man who has been living a life of problems and have been solving his life of problems with solutions, and you don't want solutions. Because what was the point of me having to hear something in which you're not going to want to solve? If you want me to hear something, we need to be getting past beyond what the fuck I just heard. I don't want to hear it again, bitch. I'm trying to nip shit in the butt. I'm trying to go to the next level. I'm not trying to keep things there so I have to focus on it again a next day or whatever. I'm not trying to pull shit off till tomorrow. I'm not a slave. Slaves talk about, oh, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. And they never do it. So I ain't about no tomorrow. I'm about right now, bitch. Because all I got is now. So no holding back. Who can stop me now? When you know it's in you, they can never take it. When you know it's in you, they can never take it. My time is now. I'm not no slave. I'm not waiting till tomorrow to start my future. to start working on my progress that I need to be working on now. I don't care about later on. I care about right now. Because tomorrow is not promised for nobody. And if tomorrow comes, I'm thankful. Because tomorrow is not promised to nobody. Not even me. There's no guarantee I'm going to wake up tomorrow. As healthy as I feel and I know I am and all this shit, there's no guarantee. So I'm going to make sure I do what I can do with my life now. And make some dope shit out of it now. Not later. Not later. But once again, guys, this is not for Andy's toys. Andy's toys, they're not relevant, right? They're not a true contributor to life. You know, they're only contributors. Excuse me. They're only contributors to Andy's systems. You know what I'm saying? They're not contributors in the free world, right? Because they're not free. So you can't contribute to the free world when you're not free. You know what I mean? They're not digital capital stakeholders. They're not shareholders. They're not getting dividend payouts. They're not getting 3, 4, 5% gains within a day or within a week. You know what I'm saying? So they're far behind. And this is what people need to understand about wealth driving vehicles. Like, you make the raises within days, weeks, and months, and within years, right? You will work a job and go many years without a raise. But at least, you know, when you are your own boss, when you are in wealth driving vehicles, money multipliers, when you have the printing press, yeah, you'll make 5%. You'll get that raise, right? You'll get that raise. You'll get that raise that you can ask your boss for, and there's no guarantee. You can guarantee your own raise. Once again, this is not financial advice, so there's no guarantee. But yes, you guarantee your raise when you are studying your wealth driving vehicle. You know what I'm saying? When you get your Ferrari printing press, right? When you get the Ferrari printing press, you're gonna be good. Steven, how you know I know Tiger? Yeah, bro, I know him. I know Tiger. He got Jamaican in him. You know what I'm saying? He got a little half Jamaican, you know, half Jamaican American influence. Rack City, Rack City, bitch. Rack City, Rack City, bitch. Yeah. So that's what we're about. We're about Bitcoin City, Bitcoin City, Bitcoin City, bitch. Bitcoin City, Bitcoin City, bitch. Yeah. Yeah, that's how you know that's my cousin. You heard me? You know, we got the wordplay down packed. You heard? Much love from Germany. Shout out to my Germans. Them Germans be racist? That'd be the whitest joke ever. They'll be like, you Jamaican? Be like, yeah, you watch Cool Runnings, bro? White people love saying jokes like that. I'd be like, y'all racist, but whatever, bro. I'm gonna laugh about it. Sarah, you was on my side. I thought you said something about cutting off meat. It sounded like it was coming off gay. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know what direction you was going, Gonzalez. Yo, bro, you was talking about something about cutting off some meat. I ain't know what the fuck kind of meat you was talking about. I ain't want to find out. I ain't want to find out if that shit was about to head into a direction of being gay, bro. I was just trying to help you get closer to Andy, right? I was trying to help you get on the climb with Andy. 1-800 cut off fat off the meat. No, I get that. I do get that, but I wasn't too sure. You know what I'm saying? My bad, bro. At least not my bad, but at least I timed you out for a short period of time, my boy. I wasn't too sure if you was about to start trolling and getting us into an aspect of alienation. You know what I'm saying? So I had to get you out of there. You know what I mean? I had to get you out of there. But thank you for still being here, my boy. I'm glad that we cleaned that up. We came correct. You know what I'm saying? Do be mindful. Do be mindful of what is it that you're about to say. You know what I mean? Because I might just time you out. Today's that timeout day. Today we timing motherfuckers out today. I had to boo to the market. I'm back, bro. What's up, old dog? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, old dog, what country are you from? Gonzalez, what country are you from? Oh yeah, old dog. That's some wild shit right there. We gotta do shit for ourselves. Andy's toys, Andy's toys ain't about doing shit for themselves. Okay. Shout out to Gonzalez in America. We're bold, brave, free Americans, and money sure the fuck loves us. That's right. That's right. Riverside, California. Okay. California knows how to party. Yeah, definitely fuck with California, man. Shit, I got a track called Money Talk, Gonzalez. You should check it out. It's on the Destination Boys. It's on the destinationboys.com / not the album. Money Talk is one of my California tracks. You know what I'm saying? You know, I utilized put together like a Blueface type beat, you know, going in the realms of, you know, the West Coast sound, you know what I'm saying? And I made Money Talk. The destination, Paul Revere, you here? I think the link might be here. If you scroll up, it might not be here, but if Paul Revere, if you here, I'll make sure it's Paul Revere send the link. All right, it's the Destination Boys. Hey, a lot of people in California is definitely assholes. That's for sure. Most people in the cities, most people in those types of portals are assholes. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying? But assholes could be funny. Assholes could be funny from time to time. You know what I mean? Because I grew up in New York. So New York and California, the only difference is really the weather, in my opinion, and, you know, how people connect to that weather. But yeah, I grew up around nothing but assholes. I know how to handle assholes. You know what I'm saying? But Paul Revere, you here? He probably not here. When he get here, I'll have him post that link. I'll just remind in the chat. But it's the destinationboys.com / not the album. I might just put it there myself. Yeah, I'm gonna put it there myself. But I'm not born here. I'm from Zakapu, Michigan. Our city is known for avocados. Oh, Mexico. Okay, because I was like, yo, what lands? What foreign lands is this? Shout out to my Mexicans, man. Shout out to my Mexicans. Because I tell you this right now, I love me some Mexican food. I love me Hispanic food. Oh my God, I love me Hispanic women. I love me the Hispanic culture, right? I hear Mexicans hate black people, but I don't really get no hate from no Mexicans. I don't really get no hate from Hispanic people like that. At least I've never come to recognize the hate that Hispanic people would portray to me. But I love Hispanic people. That's what's up. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. Share with the right niggas in the hood, you heard? Yeah, I'm sure the older generation. hey, black people don't have the greatest reputation now. they haven't always been doing the right things, you heard? Okay, so you got here when you were 3. I came to America when I was about 5 or 6 myself. So I'm with you as a foreigner coming to these lands. The destination. I'm gonna get this website for you until Paul Revere gets here. The destinationboys.com / not the album. I'm just getting the website ready. Okay, okay, okay. South Central. That's all they do every day. Wait, old dog. What they do? What they do every day? Sorry about that. I missed that one. But yeah, yeah, yeah. How you dealing with California right now? Cause California getting expensive, my boy. Um, I mean, clearly we're intelligent and know that Mexico. Oh, okay. I'll go. Hold on. Thank you for letting me know. I didn't know I was missing some messages, bro. Shit is different these days. Old times had it fun. We had a whole lot of gangsters and mafias and shit who truly could do something for a new day. Motherfuckers trying to hurt you and get money and fuck bitches. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The older heads had a different timeline, man. Like those types of men. We need those types of men back. That's about to hold down the block. Hold down the neighborhood and be more of that hero type energy. But if we had people with more integrity and dignity, if we weren't in such a pump and dump world, I believe that we would have those types of men. But old dog, I forgot what country you told me you were from. What country you say you were from? But here in America, see, the problem is women don't care about men the same way. So men are not going to care about doing what they need to do for women. You know what I'm saying? Women have a lot of I'm not saying it's all their fault, but a lot of them, a big part of it is their lack of dignity, their dirtiness, their lack of respect to men and stuff like that. So I ain't gonna hold you. Most of these American women, I would never want to save. Lois Lane from Kansas, I don't ever want to save that hoe. These bitches, I would never fight for these bitches. I would never go to war for nobody, for none of these females. No, I would not. These women don't have no respect, no care. If they never cared about their father, they're never gonna care about you as men, unless that's what it is that they want in life. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to JoJo from Texas. Oh shit, JoJo from Texas already got blocked? Oh, that's what's up. Shout out to BTC. Grandma selling the house. We gotta move. Me and my homie play superhero. He is white. We don't like the stupid shit even if it's in the hood. Yeah, right. What's music boarding and breaking bottles? Who what's Yeah, shout out to Granny selling the house, man. Granny being smart. If grandmother held down that house for quite a bit of time, and she's got a good amount of equity in there, I pray she can get I pray she can get that house sold. Even though I know most of them homes are very hard to sell at this time. If you and your family were smart, not to saying you're dumb, I'm just giving you some guidance. Maybe it'll help y'all. It would benefit y'all more because I don't really think people are gonna really be buying homes unless your grandmother's in a market where it's popping like that. Hold on. I'm about to send this link. Gonzalez, I'm about to send you this link. I don't want to hear myself. Hold up. Oh, so she sold it to the family. She's smart. That's good. That's good. All right, I added the link right there, my boy. It's called Money Talk. Check it out and let me know. Check it out and let me know. I added the link there, my boy. All right, I'm gonna get off of that phone. I'm gonna get off of that phone. Hold up. But yeah, it's called Money Talk. Check out all the other songs too. This is exclusive music. All right, it's exclusive music. I think there's definitely gonna be something there to fuck with. You know what I mean? I have a music team, which that I'm proud of, because I selected my brothers on my team, and my brothers go hard. Bar for bar, bar for bar, nothing but wisdom, like Geech Gotti. Bar for bar for bar for bar, bitch. You know what I'm talking about? And I know Californians, just like New York, like people from New York, we love wordplay. You know what I'm saying? We like wordplay. So if you like wordplay, definitely check out that link. All right, definitely check out that link. I'm from Georgia. it's a neighbor to Russia, and we have their mafia type shit. We still have that culture. There's no gangsters here. There's thugs. There's Russian mafia, but yeah, I respect the white folks that move that way. I mean, white folks till this day, the government moves like mafia, the corporations move like mafia. You know what I'm saying? It's just the rest of the world. They don't understand the mob mentality, the importance of the mob mentality, the importance of holding down your culture, taking care of your own. You know what I'm saying? Not enough people understand that, but that is definitely qualities that I respect about white people. You know what I'm saying? They're all about protecting their own. You know what I mean? And that's cool. That's cool. I ain't got no hate to that. No, no, no. I ain't got no hate to that. You know why I like the white racist? Cause I know that nigga real. You know what I'm saying? There's no hidden understanding, no hidden intention. I know the nigga don't like me. Like that's real. I like real motherfuckers. I don't like motherfuckers where you got to do all that guessing shit. Like I fuck with a white racist. Like they know what the fuck they want, what they don't want, what they like and what they don't like. And they don't like black people. So shit, I respect that. I'm glad. I like when a man is able to keep it real with what the fuck he is and what he's about. You know what I'm saying? I don't like when you gotta be you gotta be trying to guess shit. You know what I'm saying? People are indirect than direct. I love direct people. Cause I'm a direct motherfucker. First time first time who got the culture in running was a Georgian man, Joseph Stalin. I don't even know how to say that last name. Stalin was an emperor. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Those were the dictatorial times for sure. My white homie is a mortgage banker. Oh shit, yeah, yeah, yeah. Having homies that are mortgage bankers, yeah, that can come into that can come clutch. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Shout out to your homie being a mortgage banker, man. He was from Gori. It's a city in Georgia. Thank you for the history lesson, my dog. Oh yeah, appreciate you, Gonzalez. Yeah, yeah, definitely tune in, man. And if you like that song, tune into the rest of what we got going on. I'm telling you, man, we are a different type of flavor. You know what I'm saying? There's African flavor in there. There's Native American flavor in there. There's Jamaican flavors in there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely check that out. And when I say African, I mean American African, and then African African, and then there's Jamaican flavors in there, and then there's some Trinidad Indian Asian flavor in there. So there's a good amount of sauce. I would call it real American. It's a melting pot. So it's a good amount of sauce and all that creativity. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely check it out, man. Yeah, yeah, me too, Gonzalez. I love me some musical composers too, man. Big up. Yeah, big up to you too, JoJo. Big up, big up, big up. Shout out to Riverside. Their sheriffs might be governor of California soon. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. All right. California and New York is moving more socialist, but it is what it is. They have a different portal in those countries, bro. I mean, those states, man. They have a different portal. They have agendas on agendas going on in those states, man. Just keep your head on with a swivel, right? Just keep your head on, right? Because this is a shaky world, very shaky world. Bro, I ain't racist. I love me some black folks. Y'all so kind and directed people. I love you, bro. Old dog, it's a gift and a curse. Old dog is a gift and a curse because it's because of black people being as nice as they are. We're multicultural. Like we love everybody, you know what I'm saying? But that's what also allowed the snake to come in our bloodlines and infiltrate and then start selling us for trade and start putting us into different colonies and whatnot. So there's a gift and a curse. There's a gift and a curse. I love white people. My brothers and sisters, my last two brothers and sisters, they're black and white. I grew up around a lot of black people. I have a white name. I have a colonizer name. I'm sorry. I have a colonizer name, bro. Like, and that's part of the reason why I grew up around a whole bunch of white people. Like, I have a really white name. So, you know, and yeah, I grew up around being around a lot of white people. A lot of my play dates and whatnot was with white folks. It wasn't really with black folks. You know, my beach days, my my summer fun days and all that was around a lot of white people. It wasn't around a lot of black people. I tell you this right now, during the summer, white people not have way more fun than black people. I mean, black people gotta work hard. You know, they live in city areas. They're not surrounded by a lot of beaches and middle class suburbia, or when middle class existed. So, you know, yeah, man. I love everybody too, bro. Gonna be governor, Blanco, sheriff, help fix the nonsense. I hate and love the hood. Why should I be looking back and forth over gangs? Right. Right. Let's pray. Let's pray that anybody that enters into the political seat is actually going to do something with their position. Let's pray. Let's pray. But I really know, being that I'm for the people, that if the people want true change to happen within their civilization, in their own countries, I mean, within their own states and stuff, it's better off if you do it yourself. You know, like the dude that's turning plastic into oil, right? One of the things that I thought was very important in watching some of his content, in which he said, is that he's putting the power in the people's hands. Like, the people are doing something about their own circumstances, and that's what really needs to take place in America. If you really value America, if you're really about being an American and a sovereign individuals, stop waiting for the government to do stuff. Stop waiting for all these other authorities to care. You are authoritative enough. You and your neighbors, you guys are enough. You guys are enough to do something about y'all situation. You don't have to wait for the government and whatnot to come clean up the streets. That is something that you are fully capable of doing. You know what I'm saying? You and your people. I mean, these are your neighborhoods. You might not own it, but you're living there. You're the one seeing the trash every single day. So you got to be the ones willing to do something about it. Yes, if you have to leverage some laws in the process, yes, do so. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you're going to learn some laws when you're trying to do something different than what the community wants. You know what I mean? I like Jamaican, like Sean Paul. Yeah, Sean Paul, cool. Sean Paul, definitely cool. Stay dangerous, but love others. That's right. That's right. Love others from a distance. I wouldn't say love others more than yourself, or love the wrong people. But yeah, if you're gonna love people, just love people from a healthy distance. And like you said, stay dangerous, because in this world, you know, you gotta make sure people know you a dog that bites. You know what I'm saying? You're a dog that still bite. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's truly, sadly, and our generation needs to fix the trust issues, dog. We ain't enemies, bro. We're from the same planet. Why should we fight over some dumb shit, bro? I don't get it. Well, the thing is, it's a minority thing, and the people of the small few, there's a minority group of people that just wants evil to continue to keep spreading into this world. So once we become aware of these types of people that exist in the world will be a better place. The problem is that the older generation was trying to turn a blind eye to evil. And you can never turn a blind eye to evil. 1-800 call Drew and get the fuck off my planet, right? You can't turn a blind eye to evil. That's not something you can do. Yo, what's good, LEPTV? What's good? Grand Rising, brother. Grand Rising to you too. Shout out to Jersey. Yeah. So that was the biggest problem, is, you know, people were allowing the evil to continue to fester, right? They were allowing the evil to continue to keep growing. And that's what took place in the reality, is that the evil got very strong. And the evil got very strong from people's lack of attention, you know, lack of focus on the fact that evil's growing. You know, it's like in Lord of the Rings, right? When a lot of people just couldn't believe that the evil one, you know, the eye of Sauron was coming back. nobody wanted to believe that. Like they killed him or whatever, and they hid the rings and all that shit, and he shouldn't be coming back, right? So um evil, when you don't nip evil in the butt, when you as a man don't make the judgment, because we're the order of the chaos, we're going to live in a world of more chaos because men haven't been making the right judgment. They have been allowing the evil to fester, the evil to get stronger and cling more to our men, and men to cling to our brothers, cling to our sisters and our children. And then the food, the air, the water, yeah, the evil is spread all over it because we as the people, we haven't been paying attention enough and caring enough about our own well-being. And we thought it was smart. We thought it was smart to leave our own well-being to the people who are not well in life. And that's just really what it is. These people are not okay in life. They simply not, right? I clean my streets, check fools, and help out. I don't even bang. Yes, we are the power. That's right. Shout out to Gonzalez. Yes. Keep that up, my boy. You know what I mean? Because if you clean streets, you might as well start a clean. You might as well figure out how you could start a cleaning business. A street cleaning business. You know what I'm saying? Get your hand on some grant money, or some type of loan or whatever, where you could start doing that full time and making money from it. Because another man's trash is another man's treasure. You just got to figure out a way you could plug yourself into the economy where you're gonna make money from the good deed in which that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Or just keep doing the nonprofit aspect of it too. That works too. Just create a nonprofit around that as well. So it's just whichever way you want to really go about it. We're bold, brave, free Americans around here, and I just want you to know you got options, you got opportunity, and money. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to really know that. So we have to be the generation that is acknowledging the evil that's taking place here in this world. And just like Gandalf the Grey, before he became the White, you shall not pass. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta bring that devil down, back down to hell, and leave that devil down to hell. You know what I'm saying? And we become Gandalf the White. You know what I mean? Because we can't allow the evil to be here all comfortable and not make it be known like you an evil motherfucker. This is an evil ass world. Because if we don't make the judgment, we're gonna just keep seeing grown people showing us that they're cool with touching kids. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep seeing movies. We're gonna keep seeing degenerate decline in a society of grown people having their way with children. You know what I mean? And that's how I look at the stories around Epstein and stuff like that. That they can just put that shit all up in your face, never show you the list because they don't need to show you no goddamn list, but have you focus on some bullshit, degenerate shit, and let you know, yo, yeah, bro, we be touching kids. We be doing all kinds of things to kids. You're confused about it. You're never going to know about it. And we just put the shit in your face because, this is our normalcy, right? This is their normalcy. What you don't find to be normal, evil people find it to be normal. Evil people find it normal to brainwash children, right? To use those children in whichever ways that they want to use them and stuff like that. Yeah, man. This is a rotten world. And people are just awakening to the fact that this world has never been sweet. Our history is trash. Throw the book away. Burn the book. We don't care about no book that doesn't have us in it winning. No, hell nah. We don't care about no book that doesn't have us in it winning. If the book ain't talking about our greatness and how we have won and we keep winning and the people are becoming more free and they're becoming more liberated, fathers can be in the household and take care of their kids. Women are playing the role of a woman. You know what I'm saying? Everything on the up and up. The gay people are in their gay world and, they're not mixing and mingling with the straight world. You know what I'm saying? And everything on the up and up, that's our story. That's our story. If I'm not reading stories of our success and how we got our own time back, we got our food in supply, we got our food supply, you know, our people are getting combat training. They're getting real spiritual strength. The children are being homeschooled and taught about finances. If I'm not get if that's not what I'm seeing in history books, and it's not that clear and clean and direct like that, bitch, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't care about that history. I don't care about the history of how you brought people into submission and you ruling over them, and you give them a book to keep them obedient, right? And keep them from coming after you. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I need books for the people. We're making history. This is monumental history. I need books for the people where we're writing, where the people experience 2020. They experienced the relief program of COVID, right? And how they experience inflationary pressures 3 years later after all that money printing, and then they got smart, they got financially intelligent, right? And then they started to dump the dollar into the long-term dollar into assets that were going to generate them more dollars. This way, they can always keep up with the forever increasing inflationary pressures in which that we're in. Yeah, see, now that's a story I want to read to my children. That's a story I want to read to the world. You know what I'm saying? That's a story of the people comeuppance, the people getting out of the trenches, and the people entering into truly being sovereign, financially sovereign, mentally sovereign, emotionally sovereign, spiritually sovereign. We on the up and up. That's a great story. That's what I need to see. That we won't rebuke. You know what I'm saying? We want to rebuke all the bullshit, but the shit that is hyping us up, the shit that shows that we made the right choices, we started to put the loyalty into the right things, invest into the right things and stuff like that. That's what I need to see. If I ain't seeing shit like that, bitch, that's not my story. Man, that's not my story. I know stories. That's a good story, but I don't like that story. So you telling me in that story the people don't win? You talking about all these billions of people, they don't win? Only a small full of people win? I don't want to read that story. Don't ever bring that story to me ever again. I don't ever need to entertain a story like that. Never, ever, ever, ever in my goddamn life. I don't need no stories where the people at the bottom is losing. Whoever trying to read that story, I'm gonna have to kill the messenger. I'm being facetious. I have to destroy the messenger. Because, bitch, why you trying to tell me a story and you didn't wrap it up? You should have told me the beginning and the end early that the people don't win. I don't want to hear no goddamn story. I don't want to hear no goddamn story where the people ain't winning. If the people ain't winning, bitch, that's not my story. I reject it. I rebuke it in the name of Christ, bitch. I rebuke it. I don't want to hear no more stories. I don't want to read no more stories of people struggling. Nope. Then that means the people who have power and they writing the stories, they like talking about the people struggling, and they're not helping the people out of their struggle. And I get it. I get the tough love. I get the evil nature, or I get the thought forms. Why are you gonna help people that can't even help themselves, right? Why are you gonna help people who choose to be in poverty? Because poverty is a choice. I don't give a fuck about how much government environmental stimuli that's taking place. You are still the user that is choosing to accept a bullshit reality. You are choosing that. You are choosing it. You people are choosing to give their authority away to the government, the central hive mind, or the corporations. People choose this. Instead of cleaning up your own hood, you will say, well, the government is going to do it. That's how you know you give away your power. When you're trying to put it off to somebody else to do it instead of you doing it, you're giving away your power. Because if we want the world to change, all we simply have to do is be the change. I've seen so many people change either from good to evil by me simply being the change. And That let me know how powerful that one man can be by just simply being a change. You're gonna give people, you're gonna give your enemies new jobs that you didn't even know you had those enemies. You never knew they wanted to play the role of enemy, and you're gonna give a whole bunch of people new jobs. And then you're going to give people of liberation, the people that you liberated and whatnot, you're going to give them a whole different a whole different look on life too. And you're going to get a whole new compadre, you're going to get a whole new amigo, you're going to get a whole new collaborator and whatnot, and that's fire. So this is the power of being the change that you've always wanted to see in the world. It's effect. It's an effect that takes place in a positive sense and a negative sense. And the reason why I'm highlighting both, because it's ignorance to neglect both energies that's going to take place. Yes, just because you're a great person, a good person, you're doing the best to have value in this world, it doesn't mean you're going to stop attracting evil or evil people. No, 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 no. Matter of fact, because you amplified your frequency, you're still going to very much attack evil, and you're gonna attract good, but you just simply know how to pivot better, be graceful better around those that are evil. You know what I'm saying? You're able to call it out, you're able to see it, you're able not to waste much time, to no time, right? Around those that are evil, because you already have the lessons, right? So that's what you have to understand, that within this world, the evil is always going to be here. It's always going to be here. Never, 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 never think that evil evil won't gain new life. You know what I'm saying? We could, like Aya Sauron, you can stop the evil for 20 years or subside it for 20, 30 years or whatever. But just know the evil is in the shadows, and that motherfucker is working. All right? Just know that motherfucker is working, brother. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. So yeah, this was a great rising stream. I appreciate everybody who's been chopping it up with me, in healthy spaces. Some of my trolleys have become friends. And I appreciate y'all on the real tip. And I just want the best for y'all. I want y'all to win. I want you guys to be aware of Andy's toys and what Andy's toys have to give. And it ain't much of shit. It ain't much of shit. They don't got much of shit to give. You know what I mean? This is why I don't pay attention to baby mama number one. She a true American female. She a bona fide American female. She has nothing to offer nobody. It's just all about her and her pussy and her mind and her feelings. And that's just the world that what it is. Like, I'm glad all that shit is out in the open. You know what I'm saying? It's just stupid on her front. To have such hatred, to have that much hatred. These things got to have been planned. Like, damn, son, you were willing to have a child for somebody in which that you genuinely hate, just so that you can keep hating, or I don't know. I don't understand fully the brain of the mentally ill, but that's what we got going on here in America. So you want to be you want to be mindful, because as a foreigner who is now naturalized as American, as a fellow American, I didn't know that this is what we have going on out here. I never thought people were so stupid to have a child with somebody just so they can continue to so they can continue to be attached, so they can have this hatred attachment towards whoever they hated and had the child for. Like, that shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And all I can do is laugh at the world of entertainment. It's Andy's toys in his bed. It's Andy's toys in his bed. All right. So I love y'all. Y'all know your homework. We got messages later. I'm gonna get some things done. But we got some more messages later to chop it up about. Making sure we get our mind right so that we can move towards global scarcity and global demand and put some more money in our pocket, because in the next 30 days, like in the next year, the next month coming, we should be changing our lives, bro. We should be alleviating our stress when it concerns finances. Like, we got to get our mind right around capital gains and capital gains and raising capital, and we gonna be all right. And once y'all can get y'all brain around global scarcity and global demand, we're able to come together, put our monies together, make some money together, learn, gain that business relationship, business rapport, that credibility. And when we have made money together, it's gonna bring that energy to it's gonna bring that energy of us coming closer together so that we can make more money together and so on and so forth, right? So you know your homework. Assets, businesses, corporations, gold, silver, Bitcoin, land, law, right? You know your other part of your homework. Self-preservation is the number one law to land, the number one law of being a man. All right. Never compromise your masculinity, your feminine energy. It's number one law of being a woman as well. Number one law of being a mammal. All right. Love yourself. Know your value. Know your worth. I love y'all. Love who loves you. And I'm going to see you guys in a little bit too. All right. See you guys in a little bit. Peace, peace.